Morning, this is Shelly from Hodgepodge Hoosiers. I'm walking out to my raised beds this morning. It's beautiful. The sun just come up a little bit ago. It was 39 degrees, and this is me wishing that I could get out here and plant. But these radishes and my lettuce has just exploded with this cool weather. We've been eating on these all week. And it really looks like we're going to have some more ready to pick this afternoon. My mother-in-law and father-in-law love them. My daughter loves them. Man, that's just, he's ready to be picked. So yeah, I'll get out here and, wow, they're just thick in there. And I think this is butter crunch lettuce. We're going to be eating salads now for a while, which we're ready to be eating fresh stuff. These cauliflower looked pitiful until this cold snap, and now they're beautiful. I didn't think this one here was going to make it, but it's looking great. And just look at these potatoes showing off. For people that think they can't grow potatoes in raised beds, awesome. And these are seed potatoes I had from last year's potato harvest, so no cost other than just saving the potatoes. We didn't have to go buy any seed potatoes for these. But these have been in here for right at a month. I'm going to hill them one more time, and then we're just going to let them go. I should be able to dig them in June. I think they go like 90 days. They'll be ready. And then we'll have plenty of potatoes again. I've actually bought a few, and that used to be a rule of mine. I'm not buying store-bought potatoes, but I bought a few of the little mini ones just because we was needing some. I canned as many as I thought I would need last year, and I still have a few pint jars. I think I've got 1 quart jar left. And the most we ate, though, was the roasting potatoes that I froze. I did videos on that. And then fries. And we've been out of fries since March. So my hands was hurting and everything from all the French fry cutting and everything, but I still didn't have enough. So this year I have to make a note that I got to make more. My onions, they're going good. The netting's got to come off. I planted these wrong again. I do it every year. I want big bulbs, and I have started ringing them, trying to get the dirt away from them, but if I don't get more dirt away from them bulbs, I'm not going to have big ones again. But Jeff just likes them fresh. He'll eat them with a meal, or I chop them up small. The greens work too. And here's my cabbage. They are loving this cool weather. And what's really neat is, well, first I'll show you this bed. It's all the carrots I had come up with 2 plantings. So I think I got 1 lone carrot sitting over there. But I'll probably dig this side up and just stick something here and then let these carrots go ahead and grow. But the rest of my beds are starting to get the weeds growing up again, so I've got to get them all pulled out and amended. We're about 3 weeks away from being able to plant the rest of this. I've actually got some flowers. We're not supposed to have any more frost. We're going to get close, but not supposed to have any, Lord willing. And I'm going to put some petunias in this little tub there. They're ready to be planted. And yeah, I got to clean all these beds out, and then that'll be cucumbers and tomatoes and sweet potatoes. And I did an experiment, and I didn't video it because I thought, well, if it works, I'll try it again next year. But this bed here, I was just waiting. Anyway, this is going to be a summer crop bed. But I had some eyes off of them store-bought potatoes because I bought organic ones. And I thought, well, I'm going to stick these in here, and if they grow, we'll see what grows from them. That I didn't have one. So, and that's fine. This bed was just waiting to be used anyway, so I was hoping, because we do like that variety of they're called mini honey golds. They have a good flavor. And next year I might buy a bag of them and just let them sprout. They didn't have much sprout to them, and But anyway, I might try again next year and I'll bring you along for that one. But we've had 2¼ to 2½ inches of rain, something like that this week. And if this was an in-ground garden, I would not be walking close to it. So one of the perks of having a raised bed, we took the dome off of this one because it was getting harvest time. And you can see all the grass here. We had bought the geotextile ground cover, and after we get the front of the garage done, we're going to be scraping all this back and putting that geotextile and then putting the rock back on it so it looks better, because when you get into garden season, you also get into weed season. So we're going to try and get this cleaned up soon. The weather's just now getting nice. Jeff's shoulder's feeling better, and we're getting excited for getting them summer crops in. Now our 2 little oak trees, we gathered acorns last year and then did the test to see if they was viable, and we had 2, which he's surrounded by a weed, but that one there is probably our best. So out of the 3 acorns that did sprout in the refrigerator over the winter, we're going to have 2 little pin oak trees. So we got to get them. It said on Google is what I did. I Googled it. It said 2 to 4 inches you're supposed to get them in the ground, and I think this guy here is there, and he is probably close to it. So we may get them planted. We just bought from Stark Brothers. We're not affiliated or anything, but we bought 2 Crimson Crisp apple trees and a semi-dwarf peach tree, because we've only got 1 peach tree that survived down in our little mini orchard. So we got another peach tree to get with it. And we do have the Golden Delicious apple trees. I don't know if you can see them or not. I might turn you around here. All right, I think you can see it. Here's one Golden Delicious, and there's the other one. And right behind this Golden Delicious, down to about right there, is our peach tree, and it's small. And you can see in the center, I don't want to walk in the grass, it's so wet. But my husband actually laid down the 2 little rings that was around the 2 dead. We had Red Delicious down there, apple trees, and they didn't make it. And then also there is a peach tree right, well, if I do that you go out of focus, peach tree right beyond that that didn't make it. So we're slowly trying to make that an orchard. We had elderberry planted down there. We even planted some grapes. Thought, man, I'll have a nice grape harbor, and the deer absolutely love it. So we know we have to do a fenced in area pretty soon. But then this big apple tree over here actually has some little apples on it this year, and I think this is going to be the 3rd or 4th year that it's been there. So we're excited to start getting our own apples. So yeah, we're waiting for warm weather. Like I said, we're about 3 weeks from being able to plant. I can always plant a week to 10 days before Memorial Weekend, because we do have raised beds, because we are in our wet season. And if it would be an in-ground, we would be sitting here waiting. Well, we got to get it tilled up, and so with the ground, the raised beds, we don't have to worry about that. So everything's looking good. I'm getting ready. I got all my seeds out. We had to buy our tomato and pepper plants from the nursery this year because I tried twice growing seed. I got some bad potting mix, seed starting mix. So next year I'm going to have to do some research. If you guys have any ideas what's the best seed starting mix, I'd appreciate any help, because it does get costly. I think I give, and this was a good price, $3 for 4 tomato plants and pepper plants. And I could have just grew them on my own. I got all the stuff, and seeds are cheaper than what I give for all of them. But I think that's about it for now. I got to get flowers yet from my green stalk over there, and we've got to get our irrigation hooked up. I'm not really too worried about having irrigation with the potatoes. You don't want to give them a whole lot. You don't want them sitting there soaked. And the cabbage and the cauliflower don't really need it, because we'll just water, because they're going to be coming in before our really dry season hits, and I'll be getting them out. So we can wait and put in our irrigation to them whenever we plant whatever we're going to plant in them for the hot season. So I think that's about it for now. But just stay tuned and watch us get this raised bed garden all filled back out, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.